Hi James, welcome to episode 4 of Learn English. Today, we'll talk about pronouncing simple words correctly.
Hi, Sophia. I often mispronounce some simple words and feel embarrassed.
Don't worry, we all make mistakes. Learning proper pronunciation takes time and practice.
What's the first word you think most people mispronounce?
One of the most common words is comfortable. People often pronounce it incorrectly.
How should we pronounce comfortable correctly?
You should say comfortable, not comfortably. The pronunciation is simpler than it's written.
Got it. Are there other words that are similar to this one?
Yes, for example, vegetable. People often say vegetable, but the correct way is vegetable.
That's so interesting. I always said it wrong. Are there simpler words as well?
Yes, like the word often. Some people say of 10, but of n is more common.
Isn't pronouncing often without the T strange?
It might be, but it's the standard way in modern English. Pronouncing the T is considered old-fashioned.
That's so fascinating. Is pronouncing schedule also a problem for people?
Yes, in British English, it's schedule, but in American English, it's schedule.
So both are correct, right?
Exactly. It just depends on which accent you're using.
Are there other words that are pronounced differently in British and American English?
Yes, for example, garage. In British English, it's garage, and in American English, it's guh.
That's so interesting. Each accent has its own unique features.
Exactly, and that's why it's important to choose your preferred accent and practice with it.
One word that always confuses me is pronunciation. How do we say it correctly?
To pronounce pronunciation correctly, you say pronunciation, not pronunciation.
That's very helpful. I was always saying it wrong. Do others make this mistake too?
Yes, it's one of the common mistakes. Many confuse it with pronounce due to their similarity.
I get it now. Another word that was always tricky for me is Wednesday.
For Wednesday, you say Wednesday, not Wednesday. The D sound in the middle is silent.
Why are some letters in English words not pronounced?
It usually relates to the word's history and how languages have evolved over time.
That sounds so complicated, but it's fascinating to learn.
Exactly. Learning a language is an adventure, and you discover something new every day.
The word debt is also a bit confusing. How should we pronounce it?
You should say debt. The B in this word is silent.
That makes sense. I think the B sound came from another language.
That's right. This word has Latin roots, and the B was added later but isn't pronounced.
Thank you, Sophia. Pronouncing words seems so much more interesting now.
I'm glad you think so. Let's look at another word often mispronounced, salmon.
I always said salmon. Is that wrong?
Yes, the correct way is salmon. The L sound is silent.
Why is English full of silent letters?
This goes back to the influence of other languages, like French and Latin, on English.
I see now. Do we have another word to practice?
Yes, the word knife. Here too, the K is silent, and we say knife.
This is such a big challenge, but I'm ready to practice.
That's great! Practice is the key to mastering pronunciation.
Sophia, the word island has always confused me. Should the S be pronounced?
No, the S in island is silent. You just say a island.
That's interesting. Does this happen in other words too?
Yes, in words like hour and honest, the the H is silent.
I always pronounced honest with an H. Now I see I was wrong.
It's natural. Many people make this mistake. The important thing is you know the correct way now.
What about the word climb? Is the B at the end pronounced?
No, in climb, the B is also silent. You say climb.
Now I understand why English is known for its complexity.
That's true, but these complexities make the language interesting.
Sophia, is there a word that's easier to pronounce than it looks?
Yes, for example, the word photo. You just say photo. It's simple to pronounce.
That's great. Simpler words make me feel more confident.
Absolutely. Let's talk a bit more about the word often. Remember, pronouncing the T is usually unnecessary.
I think with more practice, I can improve my pronunciation.
That's right. Practicing and listening to native pronunciations will help you a lot.
Should I watch movies or TV shows to learn pronunciation?
Yes, that's a great idea. Movies are a great source for hearing natural pronunciations.
Where should I start? Do you recommend any specific movies for beginners?
Family movies or animations are great because they use simpler language.
That's a great idea. I think I'll start with animations.
That's excellent, but remember to always practice pronunciation while listening.
I'll definitely do that. I've learned so much today.
I'm glad this session was helpful for you. I hope you keep practicing and improving.
Thank you, Sophia. I'm looking forward to the next session. Goodbye.
Thank you for joining us in episode 4 of Learn English. Remember, practice is the key to success. See you next time. Goodbye.